I don't know what's going on. My phone keeps disconnecting me, but whatever. We're going to push through this. Hopefully, it's going to work out. So, hi, everybody. It's Marlene of Life with Marlene, your channel for all the Florida things, the vlogs, all of those things, and motivation. So, today I wanted to come on with a topic because it's just something that I've just been feeling lately. So today's topic is my joy, my peace, my blessings can't be stopped. First off, I want to say that joy is a personal possession. No matter what's going on in your life, nobody can stop you from having joy. It's something that I had to learn. I had to learn that it was my possession. And because joy is my possession, we have to be very careful of who we go around, what we listen to, what we think about, what we entertain ourselves by, because that goes into our joy. I didn't understand that ultimately certain people who were in my life was stopping me from having all the joy that I deserve. See, one of the things about this life is we can choose to be joyous or we can choose not to be. And I think that that is one of the best blessings in this life, is to be able to not only know we deserve joy, but to do all of the things that it takes in order to keep it. And that's something that it's always a work in progress. We can always have more of certain things in this life. So the question that I want to ask to all of you, I asked it in a poll. Joy. Joy is something that it just makes you feel good. It's an elation unlike no other. And I had to learn that my joy was my possession. My joy, it belonged to me. But it's up to me to be able to believe I deserve that. For so long, I did not think that I deserved to have joy. Now, isn't that a shame? I feel like that is a shame, to not feel that you deserve to have joy. But really what it was is not that I didn't think that. When I started to go back and evaluate my life, it was that I didn't have joy in my life because of the way I looked at situations, the way I looked at circumstances, the way I looked at myself. It was me going back and peeling back all of the layers of me and then asking myself, why don't I have joy? Sometimes it's because our relatives, it could be the people you're in a relationship with, it's your friends, it could be your finances. So many things affect how we feel. But the thing about it is that it starts from here. It starts from inside. And I had to start going back inside of myself and peeling back the layers of me and asking myself, why don't I feel good about me? Why am I not in this space of elation? Why am I in this space of my untapped potential? Ultimately, it goes back to us. I had to understand that part, and we don't always want to have accountability. It's easier for us to blame another person. It's my parents, it's my siblings, it's this, is circumstances outside of us. That's easy. But as an adult, we have to claim and also reclaim what we deserve. And what you deserve is joy. And it feels so good to be at a space in my life to not only just say that to other people, but to believe it. I believe that, and I want that for myself, and I want that for other people. But I do get it that some people don't want to be happy. Some people don't want to elevate. They don't want to be able to put in the work and sacrifice in order to have certain things. But I learned me. And that's all I can say to everybody. You have to learn you. You have to learn what you deserve. And sometimes we don't feel that we deserve to have great things. So I want to speak it. I want to proclaim it. I want to speak over your life right here and right now. I deserve joy. And I want you to say that to yourself as many times as you need to say it to yourself in order for you to believe it. I deserve joy. And because you know that you deserve it, because I know I deserve it, I am going to do all the things that I need to do in order to not only keep my joy, but to make my joy rise. See, we're going to talk about two other ways that we should be able to be stepping into certain things and manifesting things for our life. And one of them is joy. One thing about this life is problems won't stop. Fear won't stop. Negativity won't stop. But the question is, what will you choose to do on today in order to keep and to elevate and escalate your joy? See, I'm going to talk about two things that we can do in order to keep our joy. To keep our joy, we have to be very mindful of the things that we think about. Hey, Nate, how are you doing? Welcome. Yes, blessings to the chat as well. How are you doing? Happy Wednesday. That's something that I had to learn for myself, is that joy belonged to me. And because it belongs to me, there's certain things that I have to do. I have to protect my mindset. And it's easier said than done, I should say. It's so much easier to say to somebody, why aren't they joyous? Why don't they have certain things? But it takes hard work in order to maintain your joy, to keep it at a high level. If we want to have joy in our life, we'll do everything that it takes in order to have it. We'll do everything in order to possess it. We'll do everything that it takes in order to grow our joy. Now, what are some of the things that you're willing to do? Will you be willing to sacrifice? Will you be willing to be accountable for yourself? Will you be willing to pay attention to the negative people, the drama people in your life, and have enough courage in order to get rid of them, cut them off, move your own way, move to the beat of your own drum? As human beings, it's really hard for us to tell certain people no. And we tell people no by our actions. I'm not willing to do the things that I used to do. When you're on that plane of elevation and you're trying to grow, you're trying to be a positive, enlightened, strong individual, there's certain things that I'm not willing to do the things that I did before. I'm not willing to people please. I'm not doing that. I'm not willing to do things that is not within my focus. I'm not willing to do things when I find someone's energy is negative or dark, controlling. No, I'm not going to do that, because my joy is so vital and important to me. And I cannot let other people, I can't let things, I can't let society, I can't let anybody stop me from the joy that I'm supposed to have, the joy that you're supposed to have. If you believe in yourself, you'll be willing to make the sacrifices in order to be able to have your joy. So let's get into the next point, my peace, okay? Do you have peace in your life? One thing that I will say is that peace is one of the most precious commodities that you can ever have in this life. When people try to disrupt your peace because of their drama, because of their negativity, because of their anger or immaturity, don't let them. Don't let them. We can't stop people from doing what they do, but we can cut off how we deal with them. You don't have to respond to them. You don't have to say anything to them. And one of the major ways that I keep my peace is by walking in silence. You got to learn to keep things to yourself. Learn to shut your mouth. And that's something that's easier said than done, because when we have things in our life, it's natural for us to want to share. But there are people who are dark entities. They have dark energy, and they're going to try to get you down. Hi, Two Thumbs. How are you doing? Welcome in. There's going to be some dark entities that will try to get you down. And if they see that you are a bright beam of light, if they see that you're positive, if they see that you have good relationships, they're going to try to do something to make you as miserable as they are. Hey, James, how are you doing? Welcome. I appreciate you all being here. If you guys could please hit the thumbs up, I really would appreciate it. Two Thumbs says, you always speaking facts. I'm doing great. Just got off work on the treadmill now. Oh, awesome. Okay. Hi, FBI. How are you doing? Thank you so much. So I wanted to say that to all of you. Peace is one of our most precious commodities. You know? I hope not, Dave Photos. Peace is one of our most precious commodities. If you don't feel peace in your life, you have to do whatever it takes to restore it. And I'm speaking from a place of, I know about being in a dark space. I know about going through depression. I didn't read that in a book. I experienced that. I went through so many different things. Well, I hope you talk to somebody that cares about you. Dave does photos because you're valuable and important. One thing that is important is peace. And when we don't have peace in our life, there's so much other things that peace disrupts. Peace disrupts our mental health and so many different things. No, I don't speak French. Nate, are you on high alert? The one thing that is important in this life is peace. Okay? And I want you all to have it. I put in a lot of work to have peace in my life. And number one, it takes us being honest as human beings. We have to be honest as women and men. Okay? We have to be honest with ourselves. And if you find that there's something that is affecting you mentally, emotionally, I always will recommend going to see a doctor. I'll recommend seeing a counselor, a therapist. But a lot of times our peace can't be restored to us, okay? Peace can't be restored to us because we're going through so much, holding things inside. And I want to say this to somebody who needs to hear it. Don't hold things inside. Don't feel like you have to look perfect to other people. Goga, how are you doing? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. I don't know what your name is, but hi from the Ukraine. I wanted to say this. If you don't have peace in your life, don't let anybody stop you from having it. Don't let anybody stop you from your peace. And this is social media. I mean, in your family. I mean, on the job. I mean, in relationships. Hey, Realist, how are you doing? Hi, Sahid. Hi, Bird Bus. How are you doing? Welcome. It does not matter. It doesn't matter who we have in our life. If people cannot respect us, they need to go. Hi, Abigail. If people cannot respect you, they need to go. So let's talk about some boundaries that we need to have as grown women and grown men. Yes, we're grown. We're not little kids. A lot of people feel that they can control us, that they can use us, take advantage of us. And if they can't, now they start rumors, they start lies about you. Don't forget about those people. They're irrelevant. There's a lot of people that are little kids, they're little boys and little girls in a grown person's body. They may appear to be a grown person. They're not grown. They're definitely not grown. Yes, realists, respect and courtesy go hand in hand. You have to respect others. And for my thing is, if I find that I can't respect another adult, then I go my way. I don't have to be involved. You don't have to tell people every single thing. You should do this, you should do that. uh okay, bye, Baloo. That's one thing. We cannot tell other people what to do. And there's a lot of people, especially people on social media, who have nothing other to do than be behind a keyboard and do keyboard wars and try to start mess. But social media is all about entertainment. But one thing is, on this platform, we're going to respect the opinions of others. And if you can't respect my opinion or others' opinions, you can click off, because I'm not about that life. Realist One says, hide the sufferer is so true. One thing that is so important in this life is for us to be able to keep peace in our life. I'm doing awesome. Thank you so much for asking. One thing that is so important in this life is to maintain our own peace of mind. Are you doing whatever it takes for you to have your peace of mind? In all your relationships, it does not matter if it's your relative, significant other, if it's a friend, if it's your job. If other people are taking away your peace, it's time for you to make a different decision. If you do not have peace from other people, if people come in and try to disrupt your peace, you need to remove yourself from those individuals. Remove yourself. You don't have to be there, And I used to be the type of person that would be loyal to so many people when they were not loyal to me. They were very disrespectful. They were controlling. They were jealous, manipulative. No, we're not doing that. Once you know your worth, there's certain things that you will no longer accept. And I don't know who needs to hear that message. Hi, Brandon. I don't know who needs to hear this message. But if people cannot respect you and respect your boundaries, there's the door. You don't have to deal with them anymore. And I had to learn that about my peace. I had to learn that not everything that people say, I have to give a response to, especially on social media. You see something you don't like, it's block, remove, and you're gone. The other thing is, when it comes to our relatives, if you find that they only want to be around you to start mess, to be messy, to gossip, it's hard. It's hard dealing with other people, other personalities. And that's what it is, Bird Bus says, sometimes the controlling and nosy people mean well, but they are too sensitive to take feedback. Maybe, but one thing about this life is you cannot tell others what to do. We can't control other people. And unless somebody asks for your feedback, you don't have to tell them. There's a certain relationship that you have to have with people in order to give them feedback. If somebody has not asked you for your feedback and you tell them, and then you say you're being sensitive, If somebody didn't ask you for the advice, keep it to yourself. That's how I look at things. It's different if somebody asks you, then of course, give the advice. But one thing that I have learned in all my years of life is that sometimes when people say you're being sensitive, it's just that person being rude. There's always a way that we can tell people how we feel respectfully. We can always tell people how we feel respectfully. Saying how you feel and expressing yourself does not have to involve profanity. It does not have to involve degradation. It doesn't have to involve those things. We can speak to other people and tell them exactly how we feel, be respectful, and also be kind at the same time. You can tell people exactly how you feel without lowering your values and your standards. Okay. But how do you stop someone from always telling you what to do and asking about you? One thing about, if somebody always want to say, you can tell people, I appreciate your, your whatever, your words, your input, but ultimately I'm the one that makes decisions. And if you tell people that enough, when they see, yeah, I'm not going to change my mind. Thank you so much for your feedback, but I know what I want to do. Thank you respectfully. And that's it. Yes. Rilla says, if I didn't ask and it's not coming from a genuine place, I don't want it. Exactly, realist. Okay. So now let's talk about your blessings. Every single person alive has blessings. Okay. Do you know that? Do you know you have blessings? Do you know that you have certain things that is right there waiting for you that you can enjoy every day? Sometimes I forget about my blessings because I got all of these things on my mind. I got to accomplish this, I got to accomplish that. I'm going through all of this stuff, right? And we forget, we think so much about all the things that we have to do in this life, all these things that we have to accomplish, that we forget how good we have it sometimes. The simple things: a roof over your head, food to eat, good health. Those are not things to take for granted because everybody does not have them. No, I think especially now, just going through a hurricane recently and seeing people lose everything. I mean, the house burned up in a fire or water damage, whatever. The house is no longer available. I've seen people lose things, and seeing coming from, my parents coming from a third world country and seeing people not really have anything. I understand a humble life. I understand not having much things. And I believe sometimes, not everybody, but I think sometimes people who have never had to suffer, like really suffer, not know where their next meal is going to come from, the next, how they're going to pay their rent or their mortgage, their light or their water, whatever it is. Hi, Miss 702. How are you doing? Welcome in. Sometimes when people have never really been through something, like people who have been advantaged, they've been born with citizenship. They've been born always to have a roof over their head. They've never had to suffer for the next meal. They don't know what it's like to go through a food shortage. There's no food in your community. They've never felt the hunger pains. They've never known what it's like to not have two nickels to rub together. There's not opportunities. I'm not saying all the time, but I'm saying that some people don't know what it's like to suffer. And I mean really suffer. Coming from a place of not growing up with luxuries like air conditioning and a washing machine and certain things. I didn't grow up with that, but I've seen it, by going from where, my culture. I know what a hard struggle life is like. I know what that struggle life is about. I had immigrant parents. I know what it's like to not be able to not be born with citizenship because I've seen it from my parents. I've seen certain struggles, and sometimes when you're just born with things, you're like, oh, life isn't hard. Yeah, life is not hard for you, and that's a blessing. You should be grateful for that, to be born with opportunity, to be born having certain things that other people just do not readily have, okay? And just something for you all to think about on today, that you have so many blessings. Rilla says some folk know nothing about humility, never been through any hardship. Then some have actually been through it and pretend they never did. Isn't that interesting? There's so much people out there that they always want to act like they've never struggled. Oh no, my life is great, and I see it all the time. People on social media, and they're always showing this wonderful life of, I have all of these things, but I think it's interesting that some people put so much emphasis on blessings when it comes to material things. For me, blessings don't involve money. My blessings to me are health, are things outside of money. Because yeah, money is nice. Money is a luxury. Love gives us love. Money gives us certain things, like, being able to buy things that we need in order to survive, like food and a roof over our head and a car. Those things are nice, but I'm saying there's certain blessings that we should think about. I can wake up today and I can see. I can breathe. I have limbs, I have arms and legs. I can take care of myself. I can actually think. I don't need anybody to do anything for me. That's a blessing that we may not think about those things until those things are gone. Until you may be in a position to, maybe you become hospitalized or you go through a certain medical issue or medical problem, and then you say, "Man, I remember when I could do things for myself." You know? Yes, those hardships and obstacles make character. And that's what, that's a very positive outlook to have, realist. I'm glad you put that in the chat. So many of us, when we go through things, we think, why me? Why am I suffering? Why? And for me, I look at my hardships and my struggles as an opportunity for me to grow. I was like, what do you need me to learn? Is this my season to just sit down? Instead of trying to force what we want, it may be your opportunity. This may be your season of blessings of just sitting down. Maybe it's your time for mentorship and learning. It may be your time to give back and to teach somebody else. You know, I think that that's something that is so important. And we really have to put in some work into ourselves. We really do. You got to put work into you to love yourself. You have to put work into yourself to be able to stop being selfish and only thinking about ourselves. And the majority of us as human beings is all about us. It's all about what I want. When sometimes we need to think about other people that are important in our life. Are you thinking about, your children, your spouse or significant other, your friends, your relatives, people who have poured into you? Sometimes the blessing is putting that quality time to say thank you, to be grateful for the people who have been there for you. Now, I'll tell you, that's a blessing, because I don't know about y'all, but if you've ever been through something, like really been through something, and you've had people who have held you up, that have supported you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially, those are blessings. And it's not something to take for granted. Because just so how blessings are given to you, blessings can be taken away. Yes, stop using your gifts. Start having an attitude like it doesn't matter. Oh, or acting like, oh, I did this. It's all me. I did this. Just so how you have been given, so it can be taken away. Okay? So we also have to walk in humility. We also have to respect the laws of energy and of the spirit worlds, because just so how we got things, we can also get humbled and they can be taken away. So I just want to give a gentle reminder to all of you, for us to think about our blessings. I just want you to think about it for a moment. What are my blessings that I possess? And your blessings are going to be different from mine. But I can say today, I'm grateful to just be alive, that I can breathe, I can think, I can speak. I'm in a different space and position than people 100 years ago. There's certain things that I can do now as a woman that 100 years ago a woman could not do. And I'm grateful for that. I don't take it for granted. I use my gifts. I believe in myself. I work on my confidence. I take care of myself. And at the same time, I know my limits. And a lot of people don't understand that knowing your limits is not limiting. I had a wonderful mentor who taught me that knowing your limits is not limiting. Mm-hmm. So often there's certain things that you just should not do, but we try to push past it, force it, and that's not good. A realist says, believe it or not, some people can't fathom what we're talking about. I understand that, realist. I understand it. They say God doesn't give us more than we can handle. I used to not understand that. But you get it now, though. Yeah. What is meant to be for us is meant to be for us. Hi, Lazy Vlogs. How are you doing? Hi, Joshua. What is meant to be for you is meant to be for you, and nobody can stop it, block it, or take it away. Okay? Nobody can. You know, what is my joy? It may not be yours. You know, we each have to learn to work on our own personal joy and don't let other people stop you from it. If something that you're doing brings you joy, then continue on doing it. You know, it took me a really long time in my life for me to be honest with myself, honest enough to say, this is what I like, this is what I want to do, and not allow relatives or other people or what people on social media think you should do or what society is saying. It takes courage for us to be our real and true authentic self and say, this is me, this is what I like, this is what I want to do, this is who I'm going to be, and I'm proud to be it. See, and that brings me joy just to talk about it. It took me a long time to step into the space and say, this is me. And who likes it, who doesn't, and I don't care. And I don't care. See, that's self-love. That's self-care. And that's having a healthy amount of self-esteem. Okay? You have to believe in yourself. You have to have confidence. I don't mean to be egotistical and to think you're better than other people. I don't mean that. I mean, you need to have enough confidence to say, I can do great things. Okay? I can do phenomenal things. And you can. But it's all up to us. You know? It's all up to us. And it is what it is. There's always going to be people in our lives that are gonna try. They're gonna try the limits. Oh yeah, I saw a realist. Thank you so much. Hi, Miss Tamika. How are you doing? Welcome. There's always going to be people who are going to try. Do you know some people like that? They're going to try. They're going to test the boundaries to try to say, okay, you say you're about this. Let's see. There's always going to be people who are going to try to test to see, are you really joyful? Do you really have peace? Do you really, you say you're blessed. You say you love yourself. Oh, let's see. There's always going to be people who are going to try to test to see if they can get to you. They can get under your skin. Do you know some people who are like that? They try to, let me see what I can do. They try to say things to get under your skin. And don't fall for it. Because they're so angry, they're so miserable, immature, like some people have never gone past their emotional scars. So many people have never gone past their traumas. They're never going to be mature enough to say, this is what happened to me. See, I gained so much strength and courage by facing, say, this is what happened to me. I did this, and then this is what happened to me. And it doesn't make me a bad person. I'm just a human. And you're just a human. Bad things happen to us. Sometimes we do bad things, but then you own it. And then you move on. You grow up and say, okay, this is what I did, and this is what I had no control over. Now let's do better. Let's be more responsible. Let's be consistent. Let's believe in ourselves and make better decisions. You know, sometimes we can alleviate so much distraction, so much anger, foolishness, and drama by just saying, They don't deserve to be in my life. Like, I don't like how they're talking. I don't like their energy. We can alleviate so much out of our life by just knowing what we deserve. Isn't that something? I feel like that's a phenomenal thing. But you have to be confident enough. You have to love yourself enough. You have to understand what to speak up for and what to let go. There's certain things that is just not even worth you even talking about it. Like, whatever. They're not worth it. Some people that you know, especially a person who's an associate, and they don't know you. When they don't know you, it's all irrelevant. All of it. It's all irrelevant. So that's the thing about this life, is we have to do our best to just be ourselves. And that's why I wanted to come on today. I wanted you to speak and to claim this. I love myself. I will not give in to fear. I will not let other people tell me who I am. That's powerful. And so much people are not courageous enough to be able to utter those words because it takes work. It takes you looking at your fears and walking past your fears. It does. It takes a very strong woman. It takes a very strong man to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and to say, I really love myself. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to maintain my mental health. And I want to say to all of you, if you feel like your mental health is not in a good space and position, have enough courage to say, it's time for me to go. Okay? Because your joy, because my joy, because your peace, because my peace, because your blessings, because my blessings can't be stopped. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Let them talk. Let them say whatever it is that they want to say. Because they don't matter anyways. At the end of the day, it's about what you think about yourself. It's about what you're manifesting. It's about your personal self-talk. What do I think and believe about me? Not what other people, not what your bank account is saying, not what your relative, not who's supporting you. What you think, what you are doing, what sacrifices are you willing to make? That's the stuff that counts. That's what's important in this life. Everything else does not count. No matter, people love to say things, and I think the reason why people love to say things is because they see your reaction. When they see that things don't faze you, they'll stop. They'll stop. You know, as my mother used to always say, where there is no fuel, the fire goes out. So when people know that they can't start a fire, start an exchange, a transfer of energy with you, then they leave you alone. Like, they're like, you're no fun. I can't do anything here. Oh, then they move on. Hey, Angie, how are you doing? Welcome in. That's what it is. When people realize that they can't get to you, then they stop. Then they stop. Let them go. You know, just how some people come in, they need to leave. Okay? Realist says they have to keep searching for a different way to affect you, hoping for a different result. Yes. But that's the thing about this life, right? That's the thing about life, is we cannot let other people take our power. You can't let people take your energy. You can't let people control you about what you want to do, okay? Don't let other people take away your energy. Don't let anybody take away your focus, your light, your own personal light. What has been downloaded on the inside of you, nobody can dim your light but you. We each make a choice and let people get to us. And that's why I always ask myself, why am I letting this get to me? Don't let it get to you. Don't let people get to you. And especially don't let people on social media get to you. These people don't know you. These people don't know nothing about you. They only know what you tell them. Okay? And even with that, it's all irrelevant. It's all irrelevant because ultimately it's about what do you think about yourself. Hi, Doc. How are you doing? Hi, Taishun. How are you doing? Welcome. That's what it's about ultimately. We have to accept ourselves. And I think for a really long time in my life, that was my issue for a very long time. I was looking for acceptance from other people, relatives, friends, romantic relationships, when that love has to start inside of yourself. You got to be your own best friend. And until you can be your own best friend, you're going to be miserable. A romantic relationship isn't going to make you feel whole and satisfied inside. It can be an addition. It's a benefit. It's a blessing. It's a gift. But it's not who you are. There's so much people who define themselves only in a romantic relationship. What about when it's your season to just heal and just get to know yourself? Because I believe every single person needs to do that at some point in their life. You need to have a time, a break, that this is my season for me to take care of myself. So that's what I wanted to come on and to say to all my Gems family. And don't let anybody stop you. You know, to anybody who has a goal, you have a dream, you have a gift, you have a talent. You know, I'm all about repurposing, resetting, and reshifting your life in order for you to get what you want. If something didn't work out, don't stop saying, why did this happen to me, and getting so upset and or trying to go back to places where that door has been closed. Stop trying to open doors that has been closed for you. If a door has been closed for you, then that's it. If a door has been closed, stop trying to open doors that has been closed. Okay? Yes, exactly. Manifest. If we don't put in the work, there's nobody that's going to do that for you but you. You got to put in the work into you, you know? And I'm telling you, it's the hardest time in my life. I took 7 years out of my life to make myself better. I cried lots of tears. I was angry because we don't want to look at ourselves and say, taking personal ownership is something that we all need to do. We got to take ownership of ourselves. You got to take ownership of what you do, and you also have to know what you can't do. There's certain things that's not meant to be for you. We're taking over something that's their business, or that's something to whatever it is that you believe in. That's for them to control. Not everything is meant to be for us to control, to fix. So take your power back, take your energy back, take your light back, and work on you. You know, it's so important for us to work on ourselves to be able to heal. I say this all the time. Until you make a decision to heal, until you make a decision, I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be drama filled. I want to stop telling people my business. I want to grow my business. First you have to speak those things out of your mouth to yourself. You know, it's like a confirmation. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do, and then check yourself. Oh, you said you weren't going to do that, so stop. And then I do. See, when you start changing and when you start shifting into being a woman or a man of character, responsible, loving, kind, that you don't want to be with the negativity, the drama, the fighting, you're not about that life anymore. When you start to elevate and grow and be positive and know your own personal light, there's certain things you're not going to do anymore. There's some, let me tell you something. You have to leave certain people behind when you are elevating. You have to leave them behind. I'm sorry. You can't take everybody with you where you're going. You can't. Because there's a lot of people who don't want to grow up. There's a lot of people who don't want to be accountable. There's a lot of people who don't want to see you do well. And it could be people, your own relatives. Those are the main ones that when they see you, you're doing better, whether when you get your education, your business, whatever, you're happy, you're accountable, you're responsible, you're doing the things that you need to do. There's a lot of people that aren't going to be on your side anymore. There's a lot of people that won't be on your side when you start to do better. See, when you stop being angry, all those angry people in your life are going to drop off because you're smiling. You're joyful. You're putting in the work. You're not just sitting down on your talents and your gifts. You're putting in the work into you because you know you deserve better. Okay? That's just something I wanted to say before I got out of here. I don't even know how to say your name. Gayala? How are you doing? Welcome. Hi, Deborah. Yes, nobody says stay positive. The only difference between a good day and a bad day is your attitude. Yes, positive thoughts, words, and actions create positive feelings. Positive feelings generate positive energy. Yes, I believe in that every single day. So I want to say to all of you, thank you so much for tapping in to today's live stream. And I wanted to say this to all of you. Speak out of your mouth. Speak over your life. I believe in that every day when you wake up, you should be looking at yourself in the mirror and speaking light, speaking love, speaking peace over yourself. Don't wait for other people to say something to you. Don't wait for people to celebrate you. Celebrate yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back. Tell yourself how special and important you are. Tell yourself that it's time to walk away from things that are not elevating you and growing you. Sometimes it's cutting ties with certain relationships, certain people, certain jobs, and then letting yourself and then letting yourself just be, exactly who you need to be in this life. Let yourself be exactly who you need to be. Love is always in season. Peace is always in season. Always. It's always in season. So don't let other people stop you, block you, and keep you stuck. I'm speaking from experience. It took me a really long time to be in the position to say, I love myself. And I love myself unapologetically. It doesn't matter who likes it. It doesn't matter if people accept it or people support it, as long as I support it, as long as I believe in it, as long as it brings me peace and joy. That's what's important. So I say the same thing to you all. Manifest. Be strong. Believe in yourself. Have confidence. And also let yourself get over things. Get over things that happened yesterday, today, last year, 5 years ago. Give yourself the permission. That's something that I had to really work on. It took me about 5 years to let go of certain things. Because sometimes we're human. We're human. We get upset. And why did that happen to me? But you have to get all of that out in order for you to be your best. And that's what I want for all of us. I want for all of us to be our best, because this channel is all about living our best life, life with Marlene. And I appreciate every single one of you who tune in to this live stream. If you are new, make sure you hit that like and you subscribe to this channel. This channel is all about positivity, living life. It's about the Florida life. I take you guys all around to the beaches and certain things and festivals and all of that stuff. And coming up really soon, it's going to be some more travel vlogs. I have just booked something, it's some travel thing that we're going to go to. Also, I wanted to say to all of my Gems family, I am doing Vlogtober. So if you guys have not checked out the vlogs, I think, yeah, we're on day 2. So make sure you check out the vlogs. Telling you it's a trip to do a vlog every day and edit it and make sure it's up every day. So I'm doing my thing. I just want to say I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for your support. And I will see you guys back on the next one. Remember, my joy, my peace, my blessings can't be stopped because it belongs to me. Thank you guys for tuning in, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.